Hey everybody, Sean here from Board Paracord. Today we're going to make a zipper pull with a snake knot, and we'll be using a spent shell casing like you see here at the very end. So you can imagine this being at the end of your zipper pull, and you have the snake knot that comes up here with a loop at the top. That's what we're doing today. So I have, oh geez, I don't even know. I got a scrap piece of cord here. I've got about 6 feet of the color walnut. It's in between acid brown and chocolate brown, so it's a little bit darker than chocolate brown. It's a really nice color. I like this brown. And then I've got some scrap pieces of goldenrod that we're going to go inside of there. I think it'll match well with the brass shell casings. And then I have some super glue. I just got this at Harbor Freight real quick. Just basic super glue. Epoxy, I think, would probably be your best bet if you were to do this, but you could use hot glue as well. Anything that will keep the cord inside the shell casing. And my finger just got stuck, which is telling me that the super glue is sticking or is leaking. Alright, so anyways, the first thing we're going to do is find our center point, which is right here. And you've got two working ends. So the first thing we need is a loop, and this loop is what we put through our zipper so that we can, connect this to the zipper. So we want to leave about 2 inches right there. First thing we're going to do is take your left cord, cross it over the right cord, and around the back like this. I'm going to set this down so you can see this. And zoom in a little here. So you have something that looks like that. Your left cord basically just crosses the right cord, goes behind, and out like that. Now, you want to keep this loop on the right, just like that. Take your right cord, go behind your left cord. So if I hold it like this, I'm taking my right cord behind the left, up over everything, and down through the loop on the right. So you'll end up with something. If I take this and move these out of the way, you'll end up with a knot that looks like that. It's kind of hard to see. And remember, you want to keep about 2 inches there, so you can go ahead and tighten this up, leaving about that much, about 4 finger widths. Maybe a little less than that would work too. And actually, I am going to run some of this loop out of here, which is real easy to do. If you want to shorten this up, just reach through the knot, work that right through, and tighten it up. And that just shortened that up just a little. Alright. Now, one thing we're going to do is we are going to use some micro cord. That's why I have my microfid with the cord. And we're going to lace this after we're done. I think we want to do, I don't know, about 8 of these snake knots, and you always want to do it the same way. So you're going to take your left cord over the right, around the back, and back off to the left. Bring that loop out to the right, like that. Now take your right cord, pinch at the top, go around everything, just like that, and then take that cord down through that loop. Similar to doing a what do you call it? A Solomon. Similar, not exactly. And then just kind of play with this a little bit to get this knot cinched up. And if you turn it over, it looks the same on the other side, which is cool. I like when you can do that. And I don't want to pull this too tight because I do have to get my microfid through here. So these are pretty loose. Same thing, left over right. Back off to the left. So left over right, around the back, and off to the left again, creating that loop like that. Take your right cord around the back of the left, over the top, and then poke it through. Just create a little loop here. And you don't have to use that way, or you don't have to do it that way. You could also take the cord itself and just poke it through and then pull it through. Either way works. And go ahead and get that tight. And I'm going to do one more, and then I'll be back once I do that, to show you how it is that we are going to use the microcord with this. So left over right, around the back, grab that loop and make it on the right. Take your right cord around the back, poke it down through that loop, pull everything through. Go, and that should tighten up right up to what you're working with. And what I like to do is grab a hold of the cords with my 3 fingers here, and then use my 2 fingers here and kind of push up, and while I'm pulling with these fingers, and that allows you to get that nice and tight, make it look nice. So I'm gonna go down, I don't know, probably 4 more knots, and then I'll be back to show you how we're gonna do this with the microcord. Okay, so I got it as far as I want to go. I don't want this to be too long. I just want it to be a shorter zipper pull. And plus we have the shell casing to put on the bottom. But what we're going to do is I have about 2 feet of paracord, or micro cord here with the micro fid. And we're just going to follow the right side of the cord. So this one here. So you have your right cord, and then you have the right side of your cord. And if you follow this as I turn it, so if we just follow this up the right side, it comes through here. And then as we turn this, it follows along this line here. And it comes up through here, goes underneath of these 2, and it comes out right here. And then we basically just follow the right side of this cord. We just keep turning it. We go under 2, around, down, under 2, and eventually you'll end up at the top here. So let's show you what that actually looks like. So we're going to go up here, so the right cord, go up and through, and I'm pulling enough out to where some of this will actually go down into the shell casing. Now we're just following this around right here and going up through that one and then through the second one here, right there. See that? Pulling this through. And once that gets pulled through, what we need to do is go back and get this on top. So like that. And what it's doing is it's riding the top side of this cord, of the paracord, the microcord I'm referring to. Alright, so where we came out, right there, we're doing the same thing again. We're just following this around, going under 2, so under this one, and then under this one where it comes out right here, doing the same thing, making sure that it rides on the top side. So we have to flip this up here, pull that tight. You can see it's following that top side line now. And we'll do the same thing here. This is going to go under and come back out over on the other side. So we'll go ahead and do that. So we'll basically following this around, taking it under when it passes under, just going right along with it. So under 2, coming out where it comes out, and then tighten that in there, just like that. And we'll finish this side, and then I'll show you what we need to do for the other side. I almost went up the wrong way on that one. So we have to go under here, under 2, and through. Go, flip that up there. It's going to want to try and go under this one. Just keep it above there. And don't pull tight. I'm not pulling very tight at all. If you pull too tight, it's going to cinch down, and you may end up losing it inside. So coming out here, following this cord around, go drop down a little, out there. Sometimes you got to be careful not to go through a little piece of the actual paracord, or it'll get stuck. So it's just kind of delicate work, but it's very, very manageable. See how it wants to try and drop down there? That's when you have to just kind of pick it up, tighten it, kind of set it right where you want. Alright, we're going to follow this still. So go under here. And I think we're going to be pretty close to being done with this side. Yep, see how that comes out right here? That's because this is, actually no, we can go around one more. Yep, we'll go around one more and bring it out right here, and then we'll end it right here. So you want to keep following that cord until it comes out at the loop. This big loop where you're, this big loop is what I'm referring to. So, you can see what I was talking about. I kept stabbing the cord with the micro cord there. There we go. And then it comes out right here. So what I need to do now is we're going to cut this right here and seal that in there. Maybe, let's see. Maybe we can seal it on the inside right there, so you don't see that too well. All right, yeah, let's do that. So we're going to cut this here, get everything out of the way so that I can hit it with the torch lighter. Hopefully you can see this. Hopefully I can see this. There we go. Nice and easy. And I'm just going to use my lighter to seal that in there. Just like that. And that's kind of out of the way. You don't really see it. It shouldn't pull back through. I think I have it sealed just enough. So that's something you do want to be careful of. Now I have about a foot left of the microcord, so we're going to do the same thing. But it's real simple. So we started on this side, on the right side of the cord. Now all you do is flip it over and start with this cord. And it's the exact same process. You're just going up, through. Just make sure you have a little bit of cord there. You might have to tighten this knot right here. I did notice this knot got a little loose. So once you have your cord through there, then you're just going to do the same thing we did on this side. The exact same thing. The pattern is the exact same. So you're just following the cord as you go. Follow that up, rotate it around. It's this cord here. And I just tightened this knot right here, so we do have to kind of wiggle it through. Now this is up to you how you want to do this. You could cross on top of this, but I think it's going to be better to go under both of the microcords and get that up and over. Pull that a little tight, and then you can really give this a nice tight fit there. And as you go, you can kind of see what's happening here. We're going to get kind of like a woven look with this microcord. So go ahead and get that all done. I'm going to do the same, and I'm going to finish that up here, and then I'll show you how to cut the cord and get this into the shell casing. Okay, so as you can see, I have this all finished. It looks really nice. I do like how this turned out. One thing I noticed, I don't know if I did this exactly right. This side looks slightly different than this side. It has something to do with these right here. And I don't know what I did, but if you notice what I did, please put it in the comments. I'm really curious on if I messed something up here. Alright, so we need to cut this end off. This is the cord that I just got done with. So we'll get all that out of the way. Hit this with a torch lighter. Press that in there. Can't even tell it was in there. So that looks good. Now these look good. One thing I need to check is I want to know how much cord I can stuff in here so that I can get as much cord in here as possible. So that looks like that's going to be about it right there. Okay, so that's going to be about 1 inch per cord. I hope that was in the range of the camera. I don't know if it was. Okay, so it's actually the same length as the micro cord that's coming out of there. So we're gonna take a gamble here, and I hope we do this right. But I'm gonna cut this right here, and then I'm gonna put some super glue down in here. Get all these cords in, and then hope that we didn't mess this up. And I want it to sit just like that, and it'll be finished just like that. I think it's gonna work. So let's give it a try. So we have our shell casing. You can get these on the website. These are 40 caliber casings. I know you can get these online for silver if you want to do silver, but these are what we have right now. These are spent casings, so some of them do have little imperfections, like that little dent that you see there. Still very nice casings though. And then my super glue. Yeah, it was definitely leaking. I just bought this too. Well, I guess that's what I get for Harbor Freight stuff. Anyways, it's right down the street from our location here, so I'm just putting, I don't know, I'm putting a good amount in here. I want it to fill up pretty well. So yeah, there's a good amount of glue in the bottom of this. I would say I have it about a third of the way full of super glue. And I'm just putting all 4 of these cords in here. Hopefully I can get some of this cord to push up. It's already sticking. You can feel it sticking in there. And I just twisted it. So let's see. Maybe we'll get lucky here. Oh, it stuck right where I wanted it to. Nice. So that's pretty much stuck right now. I can't pull that out. At least I don't want to pull too hard. But that should hold pretty well. It feels like it's going to hold. Yeah, that feels pretty good. Well, I mean, basically that's it then. Let me get these scraps out of here. Oh, that's super glue. That super glue heated up. I made this warm. It's nice and warm. Interesting. Okay, let me set that there and then get these scraps out, and I can show you this. So we have our shell casing, snake knot, zipper pull. It's got a nice little weight to it just because I have so much glue in there. I hope you like this. I did notice that online there's a lot of snake knot tutorials on YouTube, but there aren't any with the stitching, the microcord stitching. But yeah, I do notice that there is a bit of a, and maybe it's just because I pulled too tight when I went to the other side. I think that could be what I was doing. I might have been pulling these cords a little too tight right in here, and that caused a little bit of separation. I think that's what the problem was, but I hope you enjoy the video, and I really hope you've been checking out my latest videos. I've been doing one a week for the last 2 or 3 months now, so please subscribe. We've got one video a week. Usually Wednesday night is when it goes live, and I'm always in the chat because we do an instant premiere, and it allows you guys to get in there and chat with me and watch the video as it premieres on YouTube. But yeah, please and thank you for subscribing to the channel, and everything you see in the video you can get on boardparacord.com and also paracord.com. And until next time, paracord on.